The second one is the informed objectives or the expectancy. Student needs to be clarified what he can expect. Means that make learners aware of what to expect so that they are aware and prepared to receive information. For example, teacher says, today we are going to work on using a multimedia presentation software or Microsoft PowerPoint. So that is one of example in informed objectives or expectancy. So the third one is the stimulate, recall, or prior knowledge or retrieval. Prior knowledge should be activated since it is important for learning new materials. Means that when learning something new, assessing prior knowledge is a major factor in the process of acquiring new information. For example, for this particular group of learners, they have learned previously about Microsoft Windows, particularly Microsoft Word. Teacher associates with this knowledge with lesson at hand. Means that recalling to the previous lesson before proceeding to the next one. Okay? So, for the fourth instruction is present stimulus material or selective perception. Means that present the material to the students possibly using various learning styles. So means the goal is information acquisition. Therefore, the stimulus employed is written content and the actual software program. For example is teacher gives students hands-on step-by-step tutorial in using Microsoft PowerPoint. That is one of example in present stimulus material or selective perception.
Everyone. By the way, I am Rosemelit Victorillo and I'm going to continue the discussion about the 9 events provide in a framework of an effective learning process. So, um, fifth is provide learner guidance for semantic encoding. When we say semantic, meaning of words or phrase, and when we say encoding is any form of a message. So, guidance in terms of communication enables the teacher to direct the students in their learning or enable them easier information encoding through visual or other materials. So, delivering the message into something that the teachers wants to convey, like using instructional materials, or the teacher trying to send the lesson to the students through visual or pictures in order the learners or students will easily to understand. So, most of the students are good at visualizing, and most are good at identifying the lessons through the visual or pictures. Next is LSAT performance responding. Students need practice. Practice should immediately follow instructions and be well defined in terms of its natures, objectives, and expected students' response. So, in this events of instructions, it tells the response from what the students has or have learned. In order to meet the response of the students, you must have your plan, goals, or your objectives. Because all of us rely on the things that have step-by-step procedures. We follow the procedure in order for the effective results or outcomes. Same as the teachers. The teachers are following the procedures in order to meet the response of the students. Next, 7. It's supposed to be number 7, but then accidentally put in number 8. So, 7, assist performance or retrieval. At the end of each course, students' knowledge should be assessed in order to check if expected learning has occurred. So, the good example to this event of instruction is collaborative performance, so that you will meet your expectation if thus the learning has occurred. So, next, uh, 8, provide feedback or reinforcement. feedback is additional guidance offering the students immediate evaluation if his performance enabling him to realize his mistake and misconception. So, feedback involves providing learners with information about their response, whereas reinforcement affects the tendency to make a specific response. So, feedback can be a positive or negative, and reinforcement it's either a negative response or decrease the response. So, uh, in this event of instruction, you will identify where the students have been difficulty to understand the lesson or course through evaluation. A good example for this, I think for me, it's a good example for me is the report card. Through this report cards, the students or learner will distinguish or identify he or she have difficulties or there are things that needs to improve or enhance in the lesson or in the specific course. So that would be all.
So for the ninth events of instruction is enhanced retention and transfer generalization. The learning process does not end when the class does. The teacher should advise students how and in which context to apply and transfer the just gained knowledge in the world outside the classroom. Means that applying learning in real life situations is a step toward mastery learning. For example, teacher asks learners to create activities using PowerPoint presentation for grade 6 level. Teacher also assigns learners to teach another learner how to make PowerPoint presentation. It is all about what you learned inside the classroom is you can apply it in real life situations. That's all.